Okay, so it is finally time for another house update. That's up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you here today. It is Sunday, September 22nd, 2019. So it's been a long time since we've done a house update for you guys, and that's mainly because it's just been slow going getting these last few things done. But you know what, today's finally the day we wanted to give you an update. So what we're going to cover today is we're going to cover the outside of the building and the inside of the building, but really what it narrows down to for us is we are basically about a week away or so from truly being on the new farm. So let's go ahead and cover the outside of the building first. So obviously we're just going to start right here. If you look behind me, you're going to see the outside of the house is completely done. The only thing that we have left on the outside of the house would be a couple of touch-ups on paint, which is actually the very last thing that happens, are some paint up touch-ups. But for the most part, this is how it looks. You'll also see while we're standing here, the grading is all done. So if Lori wants to pan out that way, you can see they come through and they grade as part of the final inspections. You have to have it graded so that the water drains away from the house. Obviously, we don't want to have a waterlogged house. Did have a couple hiccups as far as inspections are concerned. We had our final inspection that we passed about 2 weeks ago now, and we had to go through and make a couple of quick updates and fixes. We'll show those as we get inside the house. Okay, so one of the things I did want to talk about while we're still here on the outside is these sconces. So our builder is kind of a semi-custom builder. So they have designs that they do kind of all over the western United States. And so there's some basic things they always put on, and these sconces are one of them. So as much as they match, because they match the trim on the house, we really do want to have that kind of farmhouse, more rustic look. So we did buy replacements. So we're going to be replacing all these wall sconces. So those are going to look a little bit different. So one of the things that you'll see that the builder still needs to get accomplished is a doorknob. So we have a deadbolt on there, but we do not have a doorknob. I don't know why, but we don't have a doorknob yet. So obviously you need to give a final update on the well. So our well guy came over. We do have electricity and everything now. So this is all up and running. So we have a couple of really, really slow leaks that I have calls in to get repaired. But we do have pressure to the house. The 5,000 gallon tank is finally full. The pump works fantastic, so no issues here. Did want to give you guys an idea of where this is in relation to the house. So as Lori pans over that way, we're about 100 feet or so from the house, give or take. So we've got some space between us and the house. We did want this out here a little further away from the house because we will have irrigation going to the entire property. And also where you'll see this area here where we got the pallets and whatnot, this is actually going to be the future home of a 30 by 50 outbuilding. So we will have a metal outbuilding here for equipment to keep in specifically for the farm and the farming activities. So we did want to have plenty of space for that. That way we could easily run water to the outbuilding, so we can get water to the outbuilding, and we will have electric to the outbuilding as well from the house. So here we are at the back patio. So we obviously have all of our concrete work done, and we did extend a small area back here that we weren't planning on, which we're glad we did. And then actually you'll see on the other side of the house there, we actually still have an area where we did not put any concrete, and that is for a specific purpose. Here we are going into the house. We'll bring you guys into the house. Most of it's done, still a couple of small things that need to get done, but let's go ahead and head inside. So here we are right in the inside of the house. So a lot of things have gotten done in here and not gotten done. So got a lot of details. So I think we had all the light fixtures and everything in last time. Obviously what we didn't have and what we just got this week was electricity. So we have the AC running. We have some venting that's done in the house to help with cooling and heating during the winter and summer months. I guess one of the biggest things that got done is there's a lot of repairs that have gotten done. So let's go ahead and go into the kitchen, take a peek at that. So here we are in the kitchen. So we have the lights on so you can see a little bit better. And I know when we were in here one time before, we were talking a little bit about the color up on the wall. Now that we have some of the lighting that we'll typically see in here, which of course would be all of our kitchen lights, really get a good idea of what the countertops and the cabinets and then that wall looks like. So as I look at it now, I'm definitely seeing gray as opposed to blue. It does kind of fade from gray to blue, but kind of a really cool gray color, I think, for the home. And then you'll see back here, we've swapped out some of the faceplates for the electrical outlets. We really kind of like that rustic kind of bronze color. And then of course, what's more and most important than anything We have water. Obviously, that's a big deal. We are here in the desert and we need to have water. So another update, something that we did talk about before was Lori, being eagle-eyed as she is when it comes to detail, we were missing a cabinet. So you can see they're actually right in the middle of getting all of this taken care of. Fortunately and unfortunately, they had to remove the granite countertop that they had in there. The fortunate part of that is we get to keep that granite countertop, so we already have plans of where we're going to reutilize that, but they're still working on this. So the granite countertop should be in this week. They'll also come back in and extend and repair the backsplash that they had to pull out in order to get that cabinet extension. So definitely makes a lot of sense now because these cabinets line up almost perfectly. So that'll finish out the kitchen. That's really the last big thing that the builder has left to do. So here we are in the laundry room, and this is actually where you come in from the garage. So this is typically the route we'll take into the house. And what we've done is we've actually already started adding things ourselves. So we got these cabinets that we put in, actually we just put them in yesterday. So see, we still have some projects to do in here. But we got these cabinets actually from Home Depot, believe it or not. So they do have actually some really nice solid wood cabinets. These are the hickory finish. We really like these. Here in the laundry room, we've got a shelf we just stained and finished yesterday. We have all of our appliances are coming in this week. So we wanted to get these up before we had appliances to try to work over. So a couple other things we're gonna add in here, but we are starting to add a few of the more construction type items that we want to do ourselves. Another thing that obviously with electricity we now have is all of our fans are up and running. So one of the things that we went with, obviously from a look standpoint, we're keeping that kind of antique bronze kind of color with everything, and then obviously all those different wood tones. We did make sure that we went with something that was wireless. We didn't want to have wires dangling down here in front of us. The area that I'm in now actually will be the kind of dining / breakfast nook. We actually have one of our pastors from church that's building a custom solid hickory table for us. So it's going to kind of be like a bar sort of table, but it's going to be definitely a rustic look. So we wanted to have something that was similarly rustic right above it. Wanted to give you guys a quick update. You know, we've got a really busy week ahead of us this week. I'm not sure when we're going to get another update on the house. Obviously, we'll probably be completely done and moved in by the time we do that. We do have a few things that are still needing to get done. We need the kitchen to be finished. We have some trim that needs to be done. We'll have a final walkthrough on Tuesday of any details that they need to do. And then of course they have to come back and get the rest of the painting done. So we get all those details out of the way. We've got appliance deliveries this week coming in. We've got some furniture deliveries coming in this week. And then of course we're just gonna start moving right in because we're ready to get going. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Questions or comments, leave those in the comment section down below. Instagram and Facebook, we post content there you won't see here on the YouTube channel. And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That is a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with that link, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. And there's a doorbell. I see the doorbell right there.
Oh.
Okay, so we have a doorbell. We didn't know that we had a doorbell. We have a doorbell, how exciting. Anyways, something big is dead back there.
Oh, yeah.
Probably a cow. I'll bet you there's a dead cow right there.
Probably.
Okay. Oh, are we rolling?
Yeah.
As I'm talking about the dead cow?
I started it right before you started talking about it.
All right. Well, there's a huge pile of circulating turkey vultures in the air with a dead cow.